Welcome to the Whisky Burn. My name's Jay and this is my Whisky Den. This week it's all about things small, all about whisky miniatures. So here we are, miniature whisky. I thought this would be a good one because I've got quite a few, but I thought I'd just bring with you five different ones. But bit of history for you. Did you know the first miniature was introduced in 1889 by Powers and Son Distillery, and it was 71 mils. Did you know that? And they reckon there's two reasons why they introduced this miniature. They're not too sure because it was a long time ago. One, the coachman had it and it was kept in their pocket because that was the right amount of whiskey that kept them warm. The other reason, which seems more reasonable, is the fact that the distillers used to have that amount to go around and do some tasting and tasting sessions. Not like the tasting sessions we have today, but they used to go around and do little tasters. So they used to keep them in small bottles. Also, did you know that they were the first people in the entire world, well, that's been recorded anyway, that introduced miniatures? So there you go, 1889, a 71 milliliter bottle of whiskies, Powers whiskies. Now we did have that on here. I'll put the link to the video at the end of this. Is It All About Scotch, where we talk about Irish whiskey and tried some Powers. Not bad, not bad. So anyway, there were the two reasons why they think the miniature was brought in. I like the idea that the coachman had it in their pocket and it was just the right amount to keep them warm and not get them too drunk to drive. Now, another bit of information for you for the old pub quiz. How much do you think a 50 milliliter bottle of 1990, I get my numbers right, 50 ml bottle of 1919 distilled Springbank went for? I've got the price down here because I want to get it right. Guess how much that sold for? In auction, it went for £6,440 for a miniature. They are now seen as a luxury item. You can get box sets. You can get all kinds of little gifts. I got one for my 40th birthday only the other day, where it was a special single grain whiskey that was 40 years old, and then other special ones beside it. There's lots of collections you can buy. It's an easy way to give someone a gift. The reason I like them, and this is my opinion, and I've always said this on the Whisky Burn, it's your opinion that counts. You go, oh, I've always fancied an Ardmore. But instead of going to a shop and buying a big bottle, why not get a 5 centilitre bottle of Ardmore? This one, non-chilled filtered, 46%, traditional cask, Highland, looks all right. That's why I would get miniatures. Give them a try, give them a taste. Do you like it? Nope. Well, I won't be spending money on a big bottle. Do I like it? Yes. I know that I now might as well buy a big bottle. These vary in prices. As you saw earlier, I mentioned the 6,440 bottles sold at auction. Not all of these are going to be worth that. They're roughly £5 to £10, depending on what one you get and where you get it from. If you go to Edinburgh and you go into one of the whisky shops on the in the centre of Edinburgh, is it got the Royal Mile? You go into one of those shops, they're probably going to be a little bit pricey. So, what have I got here? I've got an Ardmore 5 centilitre. It's got all the usual stuff on the bottle, nothing on the back because it's obviously small. So this one's the Ardmore Highland traditional cask, non-chilled filtered. Nothing overly special, but what you'd seem to get with these is their kind of signature one. Do you understand what I mean? So it's almost like, oh, well, we've got enough left, like for some, but let's just fill up a load of miniatures because we can sell them. And yeah, so the original one from the Powers from 1889 used to have corks. So you had to use a little corkscrew to get in and get them out. So there you go. Not bad. Now it's just a screw top, glass bottle, none of that cork malarkey. So That's an Ardmore. What else have I got here? I've got the Glenfiddich 18. Now, the Glenfiddich 18, now it's still in its sort of triangular bottle, even though it's a miniature. So this one is, again, 50ml, 5 centilitre. It's 40%, and it's their 18 small batch reserves. That one, actually, I couldn't tell you how much it cost. I've had it quite a while. A little label on the back. It just, usual information. Don't drink this if you're pregnant. Don't drink whiskey if you're pregnant. I can't imagine what that would do. So there you go. It doesn't say much else. Single malt Scotch whiskey, independently family distilled since 1887, I think that says. Very small writing, but it's a small bottle. But 18 years. An 18-year-old Glenfiddich is probably going to cost quite a bit. I've got the Glenfiddich 12, and that was about 30 quid. So imagine an 18 is probably going to be a little bit higher. I've got the Bunnahabhain 12 there. I'm looking forward to trying that one. So again, this is 46.3. Again, it's another 50ml, 5 centilitre bottle. Little barcode on the back. Islay single malt Scotch whiskey. That's it. Great little taster, great little gift. If you know someone who's getting into whiskey, miniatures are a fantastic idea to try and sample different whiskies. You might try one and be like, well, no, pass it on, give it to someone else. Maybe that's an idea. You're getting into whiskey with someone, buy a load of miniatures, you buy 5 different ones, they buy 5 different ones, you have half of each, swap over. You get 10 for the price of 5, and you get to find out what ones you like and which way to go. There you go, there's another one. So the Bunnahabhain there. I've got a Glenfiddich 15. I've not opened that, but again, it's in its little triangular bottle. Bit of angel share going on in that one. Or someone been in it? No, that's not opened. Again, similar to the 18, it's 15. So slightly, I think it's 40%, 50ml, 5 centilitre again. A little bit on there. It's almost like they've kind of got their label and just shrunk it all, even the writing, because that is, I know it's pretty moody in here, the lighting, but either way, it's 15-year-old whiskey. Yeah, it's a small one, but a 15 and 18-year-old, they're not bad. You know, when you think about it, you go, right, okay, so it's a 15-year, that's an 18-year. It's a miniature. These are deemed, apparently, from what I've read online, these miniature bottles are deemed as, how can I describe it? Luxury items. So there you go, miniatures, luxury items. I've got the Glenlivet 18 here, which I'm looking forward to this because I'm quite a fan of the Glenlivet. I've got the Glenlivet American Oak, which is one of my favourites. I've also got the Glenlivet Caribbean Reserve, which I quite like. So this one, single malt Scotch whiskey. Oh my word, the writing is tiny. It is 43%, 50ml. Blimey. I can't read that because, well, I can read bits of it. It's just saying guaranteed 18 years of age. The Glenlivet 18. Doesn't have any tasting notes, even on the back. Back's just, don't drink if you're pregnant. Recycle, the usual sort of stuff. So, Glenlivet 18. What am I expecting from this? Something good. I'm expecting something probably quite sweet, fruity. Exactly what I was after. I always find when you open a bottle, you get the smell of what the whiskey should be like. The original smell of when you open this is what the whiskey should be like. You get all the other smells when you poured it, when you've drunk a bit, when it's aired a bit. But the original smell, when you get a brand new bottle, open it, enjoy the smell. It's what it should taste like, in my view. Vanilla, fruits. That's quite nice. That's actually really quite nice. Subtle, I'd say. This is an 18-year-old, so I'm expecting smooth, 43%. So it'll have a little bit of a kick to it. I've never tried the 18, so I am excited about this. Like I say, 43%. Lovely golden colour, as you'd expect from a Scotch whisky. Wow. Pwah. Absolute straight on the nose there. And that's all I've done is aired it as it's gone into the glass there. It's a really strong, powerful smell. What am I getting? I'm getting I feel like dried fruits and vanilla, like quite a heavy vanilla on this. That's quite nice. It is really powerful. Like, you know when you smell one and it's like, poof, you're like, poof, blows you away. It's like a bit like that. Not like the Bushmills or the Arbalawa, but it has its own distinct kind of smell to it, and it really is quite powerful and punchy. Ooh, nice kick of fruits. Little tiny bit on the lips, back of the mouth, bit on the tongue, and a short finish. A very nice whiskey, 18-year-old Glenlivet. So now I know I quite like the 18-year-old Glenlivet. Is it up there with my favourite? Getting some caramel now in the finish. That's nice. I expected something a little bit sweet. I expected it to be a little bit creamier, a little bit smoother. 43%. It wasn't up there with sort of 50s and 55%. So the alcohol harshness that you sometimes get with those whiskies, not in this one. So it's smooth. It's only on the aftertaste do I get a bit of caramel on that. So I'm going to chuck a couple of ice cubes in there, like I do. I haven't got myself a ice cube box yet. I'm trying to think of one I can find that does the whiskey then its service. So ice in there, obviously it turns it cold. It does dilute it slightly. It doesn't all suddenly just melt and you get this very watery downed whiskey. For me, the ice changes the aroma, changes the smell, the loveliness of it. You get a bit more out of it. Yes, it does dumb something down, but you get something else. And the same with the taste, the palate. When it goes into your mouth, sometimes you get quite a big hit at the back of the mouth, the tongue, the lips, the throat. Well, put a bit of ice in it. It can really cool it down. I had some Ben Riach Smoky 12 only early this week. My friend sent me one. Strangely, he sent me a little miniature. And I was like, this is one for me to drink with ice. Is it one I'll go out and purchase because I really liked it? Probably not. But again, it's a miniature. It was the same as those. It was about 50ml. I will fill the bottle up and I'll send him one that he doesn't have that I have. And we do that every other month and it's fantastic because we get to sample different whiskies and it's a miniature. There's some he's had he doesn't like. I've had some I don't like. But then I'm not going out to buy a full bottle. I have a full bottle of something here which I'm not going to say that I'm not a massive fan of. Maybe I should have bought a sample. A miniature. A luxury item apparently. So here we go. Bit of ice. Getting more caramel, more sort of, I feel like light fruits. Like, I want to say caramel and pear. I'm definitely not getting sort of an apple smell like I was on the old Pulteney, which was last week's video. I prefer whiskey. Ooh. Got a big, nice little waft of caramel then. Like toffee caramel, you know, that sort of... That was nice. Yeah. So the Ben Riach Smoky 12 that I was trying, I put ice in it and it changed it. Makes a difference. Makes a difference. So there you go. Glenlivet 18. Miniature. Why not try it? They're not overly expensive. You can buy quite a lot for the same price of one big bottle. If these were £5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 pounds worth of whiskey, yes, you've got miniatures. But you've got a huge variety of miniatures. And you can taste them and go, yes, no, yes, okay. That's not my opinion. I'm just telling you an example there. But what it means is you can then go, yeah, absolutely love the Glenfiddich 15. Go and buy a big bottle. And then you know you're not wasting it and you'll enjoy the bottle. Therefore, you're not spending 30, 40, 50 pounds on a bottle of whiskey for you to find out you don't like it. Or if you've got a friend, do what I've suggested. You buy 5, they buy 5, have half a bottle each. You get yourself 10 different whiskies. And from that, you must find one that you like. So there you go. Miniature whiskey. I think it's a great idea. It's a great idea. Send your friend a little miniature from some of your collection for them to try they don't have. That's how you build a collection. Trying them. And going to whiskey tasting festivals, great. Right. Ooh. See, I prefer that with ice. Each their own. Don't prefer all of mine with ice. I'm getting more into the sort of the tastes of them now. I want big flavours. So, next week, I've got a special opening of a bottle I've had for many, 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 many years. I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's going to be a nice surprise for next week. Next week is Whiskey and Movies. So there you go. Make sure you tune in next week for that. Like, subscribe, and comment below what you thought of this. Whether you think miniatures is the way forward, whether you think they're a luxury item. Have you tried miniatures? Let me know. But that's it for this week. I will catch you next week for Whiskey and Movies. Sláinte.